Hello there, I'm Steve McClellan, the financial engineer and proud owner of Design Your Future Financial Services, where we help you grow, control, and keep your hard-earned money instead of giving away to taxes, fees, losses, and the unknown. And that's exactly what we're going to do here and every Monday, except for on holidays, on Millionaire Mindset on Mondays. We're going to help you, grow, control, and keep your money by providing useful tips, strategies that actually work, and just to help you answer any questions you have. Now, it is the third Monday in January. Do you know what that means? Well, for those that have started New Year's resolutions, usually by the second Friday in January, they have quit. Now, very few even start New Year's resolutions. Have you? Mainly because we know the majority will quit. But listen, 2024, you need a clearer vision. You need to know what your values actually are and your goals, more so now than ever. And I made a video last week of what to expect for 2024. I'll leave a link for you to watch that. But folks, it's now more important than ever to make sure that you're not following the path that the majority are on, that you are starting to forge your own path. And to do that, you need a clear vision, clear values, and clear goals that are your goals, not someone else's, but yours. And we're going to help you today to take your good habits and turn them into great. We're going to accelerate your success with our 90-day challenge. And you can start this today or whenever you watch this video. So folks, we're going to talk about why it's so important to make sure that you got crystal clear goals. And then we're going to show you our 90-day challenge. And then again, invite you to be part of the 90-day challenge with the Millionaire Mindset community here, folks. All right, let me hit the right button to get this to the next slide. I'll have to hit that button 2 or 3 times, I guess. When I started to take myself a little more serious, when I realized that I was the number one asset, it wasn't what was in my bank account or the portfolio that I was holding that was going to make me rich. It was myself, and the exact same thing with you. You are your number one asset. You are your major key to success. And when you realize this, you need to start acting like it. I was introduced to the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. Great book, definitely in my top 5. Highly recommend you to read it. He asks the one question: what's the one thing you can do such by doing it, everything else becomes unnecessary or easier? It's almost worded like that. Look, when I was starting off, I decided to focus on what one thing was and did a 67-day challenge. If you're just starting off, maybe the 67-day challenge is good for you. The 90-day challenge is going to help you to take you to the next level. But first of all, you got to know what that one thing is. What is that one thing to you? Is it working with the professional that has your best interest in mind? Is it getting physically fit? What is the one thing you can do such by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? Leave an answer in the chat. We'd love to hear. Okay, so I mentioned the 67-day challenge. This is the 90-day challenge, the challenge to help you get to that next level. It is really a combination of the 67-day challenge, the 70-day fit. Have you heard of that? The 70 days strong, I think it is. And then Dave Morano has the 90-day challenge. Folks, I combined the creme of the creme, the best, and put them into this 90-day challenge, which will take you to the next level if you decide to go that route. And if you make that decision, you got to go full in here, folks. I've been guilty in the past, kind of dipping my toes in the water or going a little bit, 80%, 90%. You got to go all in here. I did it all in last year, and I'm telling you, it's a game changer. I'm going in all in again this year. I'm excited what that's going to bring. And I challenge you to go all in for the 90-day challenge. So what is the 90-day challenge? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. For the next 90 days, we're going to challenge you to form great habits that serve you. Now, there's only 5 rules to the 90-day challenge. Again, with the 67-day challenge, you focus on one thing. 5 rules to help you focus on that one thing, what's important to you. Rule number 1 is wake up at 5 a.m. Now, when I did the 67-day challenge, that was my one thing, to wake up at 5 a.m. Why do you think that was? Well, what happens, when do your bad habits usually take hold of you? It's usually when you're tired, exhausted. So late at night, it's just so easy to grab that high-calorie snack, your favorite beverage, and sit your butt and watch TV or play on your iPhone. But guess what happens when you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning? You have to go to bed. If you want to lose weight, this alone will help you lose 10, 15. You will shed off weight just simply by waking up earlier, because it means you have to go to bed earlier. Now, when this rule here, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, there's a book, it's called The 5 a.m. Club, that suggests that 90 to 95% of self-made millionaires wake up at 5 a.m. or earlier and have a strong morning routine. Now, with this rule, it says wake up at 5 a.m. for the next 90 days. It doesn't say get out of bed and grind and jump out of bed with rainbows and sunshines every morning. No, it says wake up at 5 a.m. I've learned a long time ago. I was one of those grinders that tried to get up and felt so guilty for not being able to jump out of bed. I tried the 5, 4, 3, 2 rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule, and then you're supposed to get up. Look, what I do now is wake up at 5, stretch, and take a little bit of gratitude. You don't have to jump out of bed. If you're one of those go-getters that does, that's awesome. But don't feel guilty that you don't. My challenge to you is wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Does this mean on the weekends too? Yes, it does, but it doesn't mean you have to get out of bed. Just wake up, have an alarm. I usually have it on my watch, a silent alarm that wakes me up at 5 o'clock every morning. And then on Sundays, I usually go back to sleep. You can do the same. You do you. It's just making sure that you get in that pattern of waking up at 5 o'clock and starting your day right. Rule number 2 is to drink 50% of your body weight in water. So I'm a 200-pound man. I forget what that equals in ounces, but it converts. I'm Canadian as well. It converts to about 3 liters of water a day. I think it's about that. I got to double check, but that's memories. My memory's good, but it's often short. 50% of your body weight into water. I usually start with a cup of water every day to get hydrated. That is a good time because, believe it or not, you are dehydrated usually in the morning. So give yourself a big swig of water, and it makes this rule a lot easier to achieve. Rule number 3 is master you. We call this the 20-20-20. So 20 minutes of physical exercise for 20 minutes straight, 20 minutes of growth. This is where you read a book, listen to a book or a podcast, anything that helps you become better. And then 20 minutes of silence and stillness. You can journal, meditate, think. Now with this 20-20, you can combine it with the waking up and having a morning routine. So 20 minutes of physical exercise. Maybe you can be listening to your favorite book or podcast at the same time. Boom. You just became that much more efficient. If it's going for a walk or being outside, you can think during that walk, right? Combine those two, become that much more efficient and having that strong morning routine. Now I can tell you, when I first start waking up at 5 o'clock, I thought I had to have this strong morning routine where I got a bunch of things done. I generally recommend doing one thing, and whatever that is, that's most important to you. For an example, last summer, I spent most of the mornings writing and proofreading this book, getting it to the next level. That was what was important to me at the time, and it's amazing how much you can accomplish before the rest of the world wakes up. Rule number 4 is to have a strict fueling plan. You are what you eat from your head to your feet, so to make sure to eat food that's good for you. Remember that song? This doesn't mean it's a diet. You're not trying to limit what you take. You can eat as much as you want. Just eat good stuff. It is a little bit like a diet because I'm challenging you to take it to the next level where you cut out alcohol and you cut out sugar. This, friends, is going to be the hardest part. It was the hardest part for me anyways. Maybe not for you, but for me, it was extremely difficult. I remember being 2 weeks into this challenge, and I took this challenge serious. I went all in. In 2 weeks, I remember just craving on Friday night, craving an IPA. I had to replace it with roughly 8 carbonated waters, but I got by it, and it got that much easier. This scared the berserks out of me, trying to keep it PG-13 here. It does not mean you're an alcoholic if you experience these same cravings. All right, we are programmed, we are institutionalized to celebrate alcohol and sugar. You are not an alcoholic if you have a hard time with this challenge. What helped me, and I highly recommend it will help you, is listening to the Alcohol-Free Lifestyle podcast by James Swanick and read Alan Carr's book. This is a game changer. Another one that I highly recommend, The Easy Way to Control Alcohol. It's an eye-opener too, folks. It's going to change the way you see alcohol. So just giving you a little warning there too. So strict fueling plan. You are what you eat from your head to your feet. And number 5, record a win every single day. I like to say 3 things I'm grateful for every morning. Don't always do it, but during the 90-day challenge, write down 1 win every single day in your journal or on your calendar. So let me go into this a little bit more here. Let's escape out of here and see if I can bring this up. So you can get this PDF. It's on our resources tab of designanevenbetterfuture.com. The 67-day challenge is there too. But I recommend going with the 90-day challenge. And this is broken up into 3 different phases. Phase 1 is all about action. So you just mark down your start date. You highlight every day that you've accomplished these 5 rules. And what's nice about this, it's not about perfection, folks. If you need to break some of the rules, we're giving you the ability to take 9 challenges during the 90 days. This means you can miss one of the rules. You just, before you decide to break one of those 5 rules, just ask yourself, why are you using this challenge to break the rule? Is it worth it, or are you being weak? And how do you benefit by breaking this rule? For an example, you're out on a date with your lovely spouse and you decide to have a glass of wine. Is that needed? Does that add, or does it subtract from your one thing? Phase 2, after doing that for 30 days, this is where things become a little mundane, a little boring. You probably don't see the results. So this is where most people quit. But not you, not anymore. You're going to keep on going to the 3rd phase, the last 30 days. And this is the part where you see the transformation. This is where most of the growth is done. And this is the part where most people don't get to. Will you be able to get to? Look, we have an accountability group. If you need some assistance, just send us an email at steve@thefinancialengineer. We'll throw you into a group and we'll make sure that you are taken care of and reach, or at least have the best chance of finishing this challenge. The 90-day challenge is generally for those that are in the growth or established phase of their business and want to get to the next level. When you finish this 90-day challenge, I guarantee you, it is a game changer. You are so much more focused and ready to go and double down on your strengths. Again, if you'd like to partake, this PDF is going to be on the resources page of our website, designingevenbetterfuture.com. And if you want to be part of the accountability group, hey, join us. Simply send me a DM or an email at steve@thefinancialengineer.ca, and we are happy to help. Folks, enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the rest of the month. Enjoy the rest of the year and beyond. Until next time, be healthy, be wealthy, be wise, push through the noise, and let's design an even better future.